What's going on, everyone? This is Ivan and welcome back to the Ivan Rides YouTube channel. Today we are taking the Zooz Ultra Urban 750 modified with the Handlworks BAC855 controller mod, and we are doing a long range high speed test that's gonna go through 3 boroughs. We're gonna start here in Queens, make our way down to the Kosciuszko Bridge, which will bring us into Brooklyn. We will then cut through Brooklyn all the way down south to Brooklyn Bridge, make our way over Brooklyn Bridge into Manhattan, and then make our way uptown into Midtown Manhattan. There's going to be a lot of elevation changes, some high-speed riding, and some mixed riding in with pedestrians. So sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. It's good to have you on board today. So quick reminder here for everyone, the Handlworks BAC855 that we have currently installed on this bike is a working prototype. So that means there could be some changes with the final model that's going to be coming out in August. I'll put up a date eventually once we have a time, but for now, all we know is they're working really hard on it and they're trying to get it ready by August. We are also gonna have the relive app running here, so that means we're gonna have a recap of the ride, the stats that were generated from it, as well as the route that we took at the end of the video. Since we are also running the Kilowatt app here on the right side that you're seeing on my phone, we're also going to put up the stats that were generated from that. That's going to generate about top speed, top wattage generated, and all of that fun stuff, as well as heat. Wow, crazy morning so far, huh? But yeah, I mean, it's one thing to do the speed test. It's one thing to see how it performs in like a real world scenario, because this route is about 11 miles because it is the classic route that we take a lot of the PEVs on. So those inclines are really brutal on the controller and the battery. The top speed runs are really brutal on the controller, motor, and battery. And we're also going to encounter a lot of pedestrian traffic and car traffic, so we'll see how that goes. We're going to open up the bike as much as we can, but the road and the traffic will determine how much we actually open up the bike and how fast we actually go. We're not going to be reckless about it. We're going to do the best that we can to remain respectful and go from there. I also lost my gloves, so I'm currently riding gloveless because I did not want to wear winter gloves on this ride. And you know what? Before we get on this bridge, I'm going to take out this second camera. As you can see, camera's gone, but that's okay. This is the first of the major stress tests here. This is Kosciuszko Bridge. Let's just get going with it. Ooh. This is absolutely insane for this bike to be doing 31 miles an hour up this incline. I don't know what the grade is. If I can Google it and find out for you what it is after, and I'll put it up on the screen here, but the bike just flew up 31 miles an hour and I wasn't even flooring that. So that was pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. On the right over here, the reason why we have the Kilowatt app open is because we are keeping track of the controller temperature, and we are also keeping track of the motor temperature. We are at a little under 52 volts, and we are getting into Brooklyn now. That's pretty brutal. It's not bad. So the one thing about Zooz is, with the no suspension bike like the UUs here, you do have to learn how to maneuver the bumps a little bit. Now that I've put almost 300 miles on this bike already, I can do it without really thinking about it too much. Like, what you had to do is you had to de-weight the seat by putting a little bit more like pressure there on the pedals and stand up a little bit. You don't have to stand up all the way, but if you stand up enough. Nice. Thanks for blocking the bike lane. Yeah, see right there, like, whoop, a little pop off the seat, and we're okay. We are okay. So one of the things I've been asked in the previous video is, does the changing of controllers void your warranty? And I didn't even bother asking Zooz about it, but anytime you do any kind of modification to the actual system of the bike, I'm going to assume that it will void the warranty. So for those of y'all thinking about doing this modification, keep in mind that it will probably, more often than not, void your warranty. Again, just to kind of like reiterate it here, the top speed of the controller has roughly been about 36 to 38 miles an hour, depending on the day, depending on my weight, and all of those factors. If there's a slight grade downhill or if there's a slight grade uphill, all of that will affect the top speed of the controller here and the bike. And also keep in mind how far we are along in the battery's life for the day. So that will affect all of that. But the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I get the top speed part of adding a good 10 miles an hour to your top speed is fun. But keep in mind, for someone like me, just because you can do 30, let's just say 36, 37 all often, you're not going to do it all the time, because as you can see here, there are limitations to what we can do here in New York. Ooh, it's really quiet in this new helmet. I just closed the visor all the way and ooh, sorry. I got distracted there. What was I saying? Yeah, just because you can do it doesn't mean you do it all the time. For me, the most important thing about having that speed is kind of like right now, if I want to do a safer overtake, it allows me to pull when I need to, but excessive top speed riding in a densely populated urban environment like New York is not really smart, because as you can see, even just on this short ride so far, we've had like 4,000 things jump into our way there. So we got to be very careful with that. You know what I'm probably going to do in this one is I'm going to cut out all the pauses and the traffic stops, because this is going to be a little bit longer of a video. anytime I take this route that goes down to Brooklyn Bridge, the video is roughly about 50 plus minutes. But luckily, I don't have to be at work until much later on today, so we are chilling. 51 volts, and we're getting closer to downtown Brooklyn, and our first little high-speed area here. We're not gonna stay with the bikes on this one. Usually we do, but we'll eventually transition with the bikes. But for now, we're gonna enjoy the little bit of open road that we have here. Or not. Well, this guy goes through, I'm gonna go through. So, okay, cool. Yup. We're opening it up. 32, 33, 34, 35. I should tuck a little bit, but that's okay. Should probably not pull so hard because I don't know what the range is going to be, but also, should that be a disclaimer that I should even mention that if you install a performance mod like this and you keep your 16 amp hour stock battery, that you're going to have less range? I feel like that's kind of given, right? Like, is it? Or, well, there you go, I said it. The fact that the controller is pulling more electrons out of your battery and dumping it and feeding it into the motor will result in slightly less range. So we'll just gently overtake around here. I have to get out of the habit of taking this bike lane. I can easily take the streets now, but you know what, we'll use this little area over here to kind of jump into the street. Okay, cool. Yes! Whee! And we're gonna make this right over here. But we gotta be careful because, yeah, usually the city bikers don't slow down. Actually, crazy story for y'all. The other day, I was riding into work and I was just cruising, and I was about 5 or 6 blocks from my job, and I had the city biker kind of like where this guy is right now, but except like on the far left lane over there. And all of a sudden, without signaling or without warning, the guy on the city bike just went from, let's just say that bike lane over there is where he was at. He went from that bike lane to all of a sudden cutting across and making a right turn. Guy clipped my front tire. Luckily, you know, I'm a defensive rider and I was already going fairly slow because I was like, man, I don't trust these city bikers, y'all. Like, they're super reckless and super, I would say, unaware of what's around them, because the guy was wearing those big Apple noise canceling headphones as well. And I'm like, all right, let me just be careful just in case. So long story short, guy cuts in front of me. I brake really hard and thankfully no crash, because I was really taking it easy. I was just chilling going to work. And if I was going any faster, or if I were an actual car, homeboy would have been done for, like absolutely done for. Defensive riding has saved me a few times from these crazy crashes. So, story done. We are now approaching downtown Brooklyn here. gonna try and make this light, or else we're gonna be here for the next like 30 minutes. But we are now on the bike path for the Brooklyn Bridge. We're gonna stick to the bike path here because one, we don't have the speed to stay with the cars over there. Even at 36 miles an hour, that's not necessarily enough to keep up on the bike lanes, even on the roadways, even though technically the speed limit on the roadways is 25. But given the opportunity here, we will open it up. Since it is narrow, we do have to be very careful here. And we'll do a lot of gentle overtakes. But enjoy this view, y'all. Like, seriously, enjoy this view. Was looking at his phone while riding. It's so dangerous. Other thing that we are currently thinking about doing actually is a mod that I was thinking about doing before the Handlworks controller mod, but I was talking to Powerful Lithium about making me a battery pack for the 750. I was deciding between like the moly cell, high discharge battery cells, getting a shark pack made of those, or a Samsung 50E cells. I get that the life cycle for moly cell is better, and this higher discharge is great for performance, but I kind of want range, so not too sure. I'm still deciding. Most likely I am gonna go with the Samsung 50E shark pack. Wow, that lady was so unstable. But that is possibly the next mod in the work. I'm not quite sure yet, because it is going to cost a bit of money to get batteries, so we're still trying to get a computer at the moment. Most likely we will have it soon. My goal is to have it before November, because I have some travel planned and scheduled for November. But I wanted to be able to edit while I was traveling on the plane, so laptop planned soon. Wow. Man, Manhattan looks crazy sometimes. Oh, that's why there's traffic here, because people are hanging out in the turn lane and they shouldn't be there. There's a lot of that going on, but again, we try to enjoy the ride, because we had to remind ourselves the alternative to this is riding in the subway at 110 degrees in there, or whatever it is, and sweating and not enjoying our commute. But right now we get to enjoy it. Whew. Are you deciding where to go? You look confused. What's going on? Looks like my good sir is confused. Alright, so motor temperature is still at 127 degrees, so we haven't even really stressed it out too much yet. And the controller temperature is at a stable 106 to 108 degrees, so I gotta put, I guess, a little bit more stress onto it. So once we get on First Avenue, that's when we'll really push it a bit more. Okay, so, ow, I wasn't prepared for that bump. We'll cruise up with traffic here until we have to make our right on Houston. Then hopefully we'll catch a green wave up to Midtown Manhattan. And okay, what is going on here? Oh, nice, dude, nice. So I want to thank y'all for accompanying me on this ride. I do appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoyed the sights, the sounds, and this little bit of stress test that we're giving the controller through Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. It's always a pleasure to have you on board. If you have any questions, please reach out. Please let me know. But if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, as it really helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about the controller, about the bike, about any of the above. If you like my content and want a way to support the channel, on the bottom right over here, you are going to see my logo. If you click on that, it'll automatically subscribe you to the channel, but be sure to turn on the bell notification so that I can notify you anytime a video comes out. We do weekly releases of e-bike, e-scooter, and e-skate content, but if you don't want the pressure of trying to keep up with the releases, we will recommend that you click on that bell notification. We are closing in on 5,000 subscribers, so thank you to everybody. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and I would love to have all of you as part of the Ave Rides family. So subscribe and let's ride. Okay, here we go. Please, I hope we finally catch this green wave here. We'll let the 750 flex a little bit. All that rushing and honking is not going to get you anywhere any faster, homie. Maybe we'll take the liberty of overtaking here. On your right. Okay. There we go. Get it, little Zooz. Get it. We don't have as much power as we had earlier in the ride, but that's okay too. We'll do what we can with our 48 volts. But again, that's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted a slightly larger battery pack for this bike, because I'm not used to having range anxiety, and that's new to me. So yeah, especially since I've had the dual batteries for a while now on the Super73, and the Klima's range is about 45 to 50 miles. So again, all these people honking and rushing, where did you end up? One car in front of me? Come on. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Please, enlighten me, my good sir. New York City traffic, y'all. My man's doing 40 in a 25 zone. The hilarious part here is when we catch him again, we're gonna be like, hey, buddy. Feeling the controller, letting off a little bit. So, oh, after all of that, he had to turn anyway. See, I mean, you know, I hate making comments like that because I seem like a hater or like a car hater, but as a driver, it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, seriously, we've all been in this situation for long enough. Like, there's nowhere to go in the city, and all your rushing is not going to produce any more speed for you. Like, seriously. But, you know, is what it is. Oh, is the tunnel closed? Oh no. It's just, oh god, the roads are torn up. Oh no. But hopefully the tunnel will have a little bit of a break from it. Yeah, we're okay. I think one of the subscribers said, you haven't put your PEV through the paces unless you take it through this tunnel. So here we are. The only catch here is that gets cut off a little bit. 38, 39 miles an hour. 40, 41. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. 42 miles an hour is terrifying on this bike, but we did cheat a little bit there. That is a little bit of a downhill, so that is a little bit of a disclaimer there. Even with that GPS verified right there, 43 miles an hour with a peak of 2400 watts on the motor. The controller is still reading at a 115 degrees, and the motor itself has still not registered an actual temperature. Oh wait, there we go. It's finally went over 126 degrees, so the motor is at 127 degrees. Perfect. I was gonna say, even after that, to not generate any heat on the motor is pretty crazy, but we're good. We are good. This commute is coming to a close, and what a heck of a way to close out the commute. I apologize that we only had one perspective, but I hope you enjoyed the single perspective that we have here on my helmet cam. Again, it was an absolute pleasure having y'all on board, and I will catch you on the next ride. I'll put up screenshots of the GPS verified top speed here, as well as we'll play the Relive app's recap of the ride, and then we're also gonna show a photo of the battery. All right, y'all. Again, thank you. and I will catch you in the next ride. Peace out, y'all.